Hey ladies, welcome to today's session, which is a cardio and mobility fusion workout. So this is an active recovery session, body weight only. It's going to alternate between mobility, gentle cardio with options to take it up a notch if you like, back to mobility again, and then with some flexibility and stretching at the end. So it's the perfect complement to our higher intensity workouts earlier this week. And I will guide you through each move with different options so you can do what feels right for your body today. So let's take this opportunity to move with purpose, move for ourselves, take a moment for ourselves, and just come out feeling refreshed, recharged, and nice and loose. So let's get started.
So we're just going to start by relaxing into things with some diaphragmatic breathing. So just check in with yourself now. Place your hands onto your tummy. Do a bit of a full body scan. Check your posture, your shoulders, your hips, your knees and your feet should be aligned. And take some nice deep breaths. Place your hands on your ribs and let's take it back to that connection breath that we did when we first started off training. Taking some nice deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. So inhale, feel that expansion and relaxation of the pelvic floor, and then as you exhale, wrap things back round again, feel that gentle engagement and lift. Inhale and exhale. Really think about zipping up that core on your exhale. And just try and relax. Take some gentle shoulder rolls, head rolls, whatever feels good at this stage. Just slightly waking up your body. And we're just going to start gently moving, have a little stretch, and start doing some very soft, just jogging, marching on the spot. So we're going to start now with a gentle side tap, twisting round and adding a reach for some gentle mobility, just really rotating your body round. And take it up overhead now. So just stepping, really reaching up, really think about stretching up nice and high. And release over your legs and up. Just going to do a couple of nice releases like this, getting our core and shoulders going as well. Now place your hands on your thighs and just push one shoulder forward and then the other, really sinking down towards the floor. Bring your feet back to center. Roll up and take it back to that step tap, rotating into it, reaching across. Now if you want to add a little kind of hop here, take it up a little bit, ramp up that cardio. You can always add a little bit of a hop. Take it up overhead again. You could even take it up to a jumping jack for a little while here if you like. Get that heart rate going, but your heart rate should just gently be coming up even now. Let's reach across again. Now let's stay with the same movement, but just bring your foot in a bit closer to the centre and take the other foot out wider and really sink into that hip. Rotating around just a little bit further now. And now, even if you didn't before, let's try and take it up a little notch here. Add a little hop in the centre if you can. You're going to see I'll start hopping in a second. Here we go. So just take it up here. Let's get our heart rate going a little bit. This is your cardio section. Keep going and you'll feel that heart rate just lightly coming up. Just a real bit of gentle cardio today. Now you can stay with the hop if you like, or just take it back down for the next few seconds, back down to a step tap again, but still with a nice wide tap out to the side, really rotating that arm around. And getting ready now to take it over to a side stretch. So really reach up overhead now, stretching out your sides as well. So this first little section we were working on opening up our hips, our shoulder mobility, and stretching out our sides. Now take it up to a tap again here if you like, an option to ramp it up even more to a jumping jack before we take it down to our final stretching and flexibility section. We're going to finish off at the end of this little section with a warrior pose. So keep going with this for the moment, really reaching up nice and high overhead. And if you haven't already, take it up to a step hop or even to a jumping jack. You'll get that heart rate going a little bit more just for a few seconds. Keep going. And take it back down to a step tap now. Before we come down, take it down further still for some final stretching. So now just hold and stretch over to the side on your next side stretch. Hold, stretch, and then slowly take it down either into full warrior with a side bend, or just modified if you just want to have your hand on your knee, just reaching up gently overhead. But if you can, sink down into the full pose here and take it over to the other side. Looking up to the ceiling as well if you can, adjusting as needed. Coming back to centre now, just take a few shoulder rolls. And we're going to be going into our next little section where we're going to work on our hamstrings, our chest and our quads. So just taking a little gentle march and then coming into a nice wide stance and kicking your heel up, doing little hamstring curls. You can take it to a step tap if that's a bit much, or just want to get started nice and gentle. Again, we're going to just start gentle like this, and you will see that you can either take it up to a little hop, make it a bit more dynamic, or you can just stay here today if you feel like you need a bit of a kind of rest, some recovery time and just some gentle movement. So take it out for some chest openers now, adding some chest openers to our hamstring curls. Breathe, just do what feels good for you today. Keep it here, or start making the movement a bit more dynamic. Start taking it up to a step hop, adding a little jump, bringing the heart rate up slightly just for a bit of gentle cardio. Staying with the same movement, let's bring our arms down a little bit lower, and then we're actually going to flip our palms to the ceiling. And here you'll feel this little stretch is really working on your shoulder mobility, so really squeeze those shoulders back. I know I can feel this. I was definitely feeling this where I've been hunched over the computer. Nice to have a little stretch here. So stay with your hop or take it down to a step tap again. And let's take our arms up overhead now as we take it back up to a hop. Doing a lovely pull down to add some shoulder mobility. Let's take it up a notch. Feel that lovely stretch. But also the option to just keep it at that step tap level. If that's where you are today, that is fine. Now let's start bringing that intensity down a little bit. Relax, take it back to a step tap. Keep the palms facing up. Doing whatever feels good here before we come into our final stretch and flexibility section for this little block. So take it nice and wide, palms facing the front, really stretch those arms back, thumbs to the ceiling. So really stretching out your chest here, looking up to the ceiling as well if you can. Flip the hands around. Again, just working on our shoulder mobility here, and the option here to bend it all the way over and even clasp the hands and sink further into that stretch and hold here if you can. If you can't, grab your hands together, don't worry. Rolling up again. Release the arms now and either make your way to a wall or chair. We're coming in for some quad stretches now, so start by taking one foot behind you and then pulling the heel into your bottom. Make sure that you tilt those hips forward like I'm doing here, so you get that really lovely stretch through your quad. And switch around to the other side, tuck that pelvis under, hold on to something if you need, and just feel a lovely stretch through the front of your leg. Now slowly make your way to one end of your mat, and we're going to work on our posterior chain now. So just coming down your legs, working on our hinge motion and reach up. So our first move is like a hinge forward, hands track down your legs, reach up overhead, stretching out the backs of our legs further and our back. And we're going to progress this, if you want, to an inchworm, to plank and walk back. Adding a light jump into the movement as we progress for some cardio if you like. So let's start doing some inchworm walkouts now. This is a great move to help with your strength in your posterior chain, your shoulders. So keep going with your inchworms. You can take the pace up slightly if you want to raise your heart rate a little bit more. Add a nice arm roll at the top if you like, if that feels good. Now walk it back, take a nice roll up. An option here to take it up a notch. So just watch for a second. You can come down, do a modified burpee, stepping out, in, and then reach up. So you're doing a nice wide squat down and reaching it up. You can even jump this out and in, and then do your kind of squat and reach up, stretch up to the ceiling if you want to raise your heart rate a little bit further. So really up to you here, how hard you want to work today. So just keep going with this same movement, whether you're doing a modified stepping version, jumping out and in version, but we really want to take that nice deep squat for a second at the top of the movement. An option here as well to just hang out in your deep squat for a little while, so just take it down to a nice deep squat. You can come all the way down to the floor if you like, or just focus on doing that nice reach down and stretch up as I'm doing here. I just fancied hanging out here for a second, and then we're going to go back to the step in, step out, stretch up, stretch down. So like I said, really make this workout your own. This is kind of like an active recovery day, just adding some stretching and mobility and some light cardio to just leave you feeling sort of relaxed, refreshed, and hopefully nice and loose at the end. Now let's come back to centre. Take the feet nice and wide, slide the hands down your thighs and take some shoulder presses into the centre again. I really love this move. This stretch takes me back to my dancing days. Feels so good to stretch out those shoulders. We're quite often tight in this area. Come back up to standing, and we're just going to take a nice forward fold over now, so you can keep the feet nice and wide. Bend over. If you can get all the way to the floor, great. If not, that's fine. Just take some nice pedals out now. So pedal out those feet, really stretching out the backs of your legs. If you're just here with your hands on your knees, that's fine. Keep going. Roll up, come back to centre, and then we're coming into our next little block now, which is going to work on our hips, our hip adductors and our shoulder mobility even further. So just raising your knee up here now, starting with a gentle knee raise. You don't have to come up as far as I am, just do whatever feels good for you. And we're going to add a little rotation with our arms, so coming slightly bigger every time with your arms as you sweep them up and overhead. So you can stay here, or you can start really stretching the arms up nice and high at this point, like I'm doing here. Just keeping that knee lift at a height that's comfortable for you. So if the knee raises a bit much, you can keep it at a step tap. Whatever works for you today. But if you can, raise that knee up. Keep the movement nice and dynamic. We're going to go in for an elbow to knee now as well. So adding a little bit of a twist in there. And now you might want to start thinking about making the move a bit more dynamic, taking it up to a step hop as I'm doing here. So getting in that light cardio, but you can keep it at a step tap if you like. But this is your time now, if you want to add a little bit more intensity, get that heart rate up. There's a dark horse running through the wild inside of me, and it only gets stronger when the world tells me I'm weak. And start taking it down again. Take a few little step taps, and then we're going to change up the movement now. You're going to bring your heel in and try and do a little tap on your heel like this. Now if you can't actually tap and reach the heel, just try and do this movement taking the hand towards the heel. So you're really stretching out your inner thigh here, your hip adductors. Increasing the movement at your shoulder joint again by taking those arms up and over, so staying with your heel tap, but we're just doing a slightly bigger movement with our arms now as well. And start bringing it down, slowing it down, and we're going to come in for our final stretching and flexibility section. So come over to the wall if you need, and we're going to do like a standing stretch here, stretching out the outside of your leg. So you can either have your foot on your knee as I had there, or you can just do a little crossover if that's a bit intense. But if you can, come into this position. This is a really lovely stretch. You can do this lying down as well if you don't like doing it on the wall like this. And just do a little scoop round hip opener to finish off and go into the other side now. So ankle up onto your knee, or just crossed over your bottom foot like this if that's a bit much. Holding here. And again, finish off with a little scoop round, hip opener. Oh, that felt good. Come back to centre. Make your way down to the floor for our final little section. We're going to do some kneeling mobility to start with, working on our core and our shoulders. So come to a comfortable kneeling position. We're going to just sweep our arms up and then down like a kneeling squat. So reach up, sweep the arms down, lean forward, take them out behind you. So this is working on your shoulders and your hips at the same time. Really stretching up nice and high at the top of the movement. Hold it down, stretch the arms out behind you, flip the palms around and slowly sink down now, coming into our final little section. So sink into that child's pose. So we're really working here on our core and hip mobility. So the option now to take it up to a plank and child's pose and just alternate between those two positions, or just keep it hands and knees, child's pose. So up to you. If you can, come through to full plank, such a good position for improving strength, stability and mobility. Going between these two positions are really good as well. And then option to finish off with either some gentle bird dogs or take it up to some mountain climbers. So first of all, just bring that foot across. So you're stretching out your glutes here as well. And then you can ramp it up at the end to some mountain climbers for one last little cardio burst if you like. So keep going, do a few mountain climbers here if you like. A few more seconds and stretch it back to child's pose again. That is all our cardio done. We're just coming in now for our final little relaxation and stretch sequence. So flip it round. And we are going to go into our 90-90s, which are an absolutely brilliant hip mobility exercise. So stretch up nice and tall, fingers on the floor to support you, and look over that back shoulder. Now just switch it around, just going to move from side to side. You can do this in a seated position if this is uncomfortable on the floor. Just moving the legs from side to side from there. But if you can, join me on the floor. Remember to look back over that back shoulder. And then on your last one, we're going to come into either a modified pigeon stretch. So you're going to sink over that front leg now. And the option to stay here or switch your leg around, sweep your leg around to the back and come into your full pigeon pose. Again, either just option to stay up like this or sink down and over the leg.
Before I'm all you'll ever see, 'cause I'm a supernova, I'm a supernova, and you're looking at me.
And slowly coming up and switching around to the other side. So again, you can either just stay in your 90-90 and fold over your front leg there, or come into full pigeon and sink, either sink over the leg or stay up here with me like this. Up to you, whatever feels good for you.
There's a new moon rising when I get stuck in my ways, and I can't help but shine.
That is it, we are done. So just roll down onto your back now. Just going to have a final little stretch and relax here together. So rolling down, we're just going to come into some lying stretches. Just hug your knee into your chest, switch, alternate between each one, squeezing your knee in if you can, reaching the arms up overhead and squeeze. So keep going like that for a moment. Getting ready to hug both knees in now. So you can either just rock around here for a few seconds, or you can take it out to a happy baby if you like at this point. And drop the knees over to one side now, stretch the arms out, and we're just coming in for a lying spinal twist. So just hold it here, breathe deeply. Just going to hold on this side for a few moments before switching over.
There's a dark horse running.
And take it over now to the other side. So just the exact same thing but on the other side. A lovely lying twist.
When the world tells me I'm weak, there's a wildflower blooming. When I feel out of my league, so take a good look now before I'm all you'll ever see. 'Cause I'm a supernova, I'm a supernova, and you're looking at me like I told you.
Slowly come back to center. Slide your legs down, bring the hands slightly closer to your sides but still palms up if you can. Coming in for our final relaxation, our Shavasana pose. And just breathe. And just stay here for as long as you like. Doing another body scan from top to bottom, making sure you're releasing your jaw, shoulders, arms, everything just sinking into the mat. And taking some final nice deep breaths in and out. I hope you enjoyed that cardio and mobility fusion class. You should be feeling relaxed and refreshed now, hopefully nice and loose. Let me know how you found it, and feel free to use this whenever you need a day of relaxation and recovery. Sweeping the arms up and down. Just now doing our final inhale and exhale together. Slowly come back up to seated. Well done, and I will see you in the next session.